Cheating. People cheat all the time, and in creative ways. That is why you must watch the table at all times. If you see something out of the ordinary, then discreetly notify your floor as soon as you're able. The following are questions to ask yourself, or things to look for that indicate a player is cheating. Is the player constantly looking to see where the floorman's at? Is the player regularly reaching for his pants or shirt pockets? Is the player completely covering his cards with his hands? He could be switching the cards and marking or altering them in some way. This way, they could tell what card is coming out next, or what the dealer's hole card is. Look for cards that are crimped, folded, cut, nicked, bent, ink marked, and sanded. There is a spot on the back of the card where a player can rub it until it is a small white mark, and the player can bend the card so that it has a wave to the edge. You could see this when you are looking at the side of the deck. Does the player frequently stare at the deck while you're shuffling? He might be getting a peek at the cards that are being flashed, and he might be able to read the deck that is being shuffled. Is the player playing two hands and continuously looking at both hands back and forth? They might be trying to switch their cards. Stop them right away and tell them they can only touch one hand at a time. This makes switching the cards harder to execute. Is first or third base providing a planned distraction? Did they start an argument, spill a drink, or ask a personal or rude question? Be aware of unusual occurrences that are distracting. The player on the other side might be trying to switch the cards or checks around. Are the people standing near the table continuously watching the deck? People who insist on standing near the table but don't want to play might be watching the cards and signaling to someone who is playing. Is the player making any unusual hitting or standing decisions? Did the player suddenly increase his bet by a large amount? Dealers look for certain things to catch card counters, like not following the book or betting sporadically. Card counting is not illegal. The casinos just frown on it, and the most they will do is throw the player out. Is the player covering their bet or blocking their bet from view? Have any of the bets changed during the hand? Is the player handling his checks near or above their bet? Is the player's hand near or over the bet? They could be adding or subtracting from their bet. When the player takes money off his bet, this is called pinching. And when he adds money to his bet, this is called pressing, or capping the bet. These players will usually choose first or third base, since those are the hardest spots to watch. Some ways to prevent this is to take a quick glance at all the bets and commit it to memory. Listen for the sound of clapping checks, because if you're in the middle of a hand, you shouldn't hear that sound. And don't allow the player's hand anywhere near the betting circle after the hand is started. Is there anyone near or on the table that is talking on their phone? They could be talking to a person who saw the dealer's hole card, or they could be using an application to count cards. If you see anyone with a cell phone, politely tell them to put it away. If there are any problems, then call over the floor person.